Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Marty Grisani here, and what are we talking about? We're going to be talking about investing in Rochester. So if you watched my last video, we talked about two of the big reasons being diverse job opportunities and also the 2% rule. So if you want to know more about that, watch the last video. So the other two things I wanted to talk about, all right, one is more data driven, which is great. That's what people want when they're making decisions, especially investment decisions. And also one is more something that I believe that I truly do. I truly believe that it's going to be a huge impact on not just Rochester, but a lot of surrounding cities in upstate and near the Great Lakes. All right, so I'll get to that in just a minute. But one of the big things that I think separates Rochester and some of the other markets is that even during the '08 crash, you could see that we were very steady. So obviously in markets like Phoenix or Miami, right, where you just go off a cliff during those pandemics or during those stock decreases or just the rental collapses of 2008. Well, in Rochester, we were very steady Eddie. We plugged along. And I think that's actually what caught a lot of people's eyes from California, from Florida, from, sometimes out of the country and out of the state of why Rochester. The other thing is that being that we are mainly known as a cash flow state, a lot of those Rust Belt cities like Cleveland, Rochester, Buffalo, very much cash flow, but just like every city right now, our appreciation has been insane. So I have a stat here, I had to read it. So home values in Rochester actually rose about 10, almost 11% over the last year, and it's within the last 5 years, it's gone up over 37%. So the folks that bought during 2010, 2011, they're seeing massive gains. Again, that's pretty much everywhere, but again, we're Rochester. You could buy for relatively low prices, right? And our rents are very high compared to the price of the properties. Again, that's why it meets the 2% rule. The other thing I thought was really cool. So Kiplinger, which is I believe a pretty solid source, they published a report that says that home prices out of the 100 largest metro areas that show affordable housing, Rochester from 1 to 10 is a 4. So our properties are affordable. So from 1 to 10, we're right in the middle. Again, very solid. You don't want to be super crazy to one way or the other way. So I thought that was awesome. The other thing is that I thought was really cool is that since the real estate peak, home prices actually have increased by 40% since the last market bottom. Again, increase in properties, again, appreciation. A lot of times we like to think of appreciation as the cherry on top or the whipped cream, but sometimes you can really take advantage of that. Here's another thing, I thought this was really cool. Going forward, Kiplinger also believes that prices will continue to surge in Rochester. Now, here's what I think. I think, and this is gonna go with more of that 20 to 30 year play, is that with climate change, with areas that are not going to be actual, hospital anymore, and by the coasts especially, people are going to start migrating back up. I think those areas are going to become almost inhabitable because of rising tides, all those different things. The other thing is, look this up. But there was a report a couple of years ago that was talking about the water being so scarce now. Well, what Rochester has, like Buffalo and Syracuse and some of the cities next to the Great Lakes, right, are fresh water. Took it for granted, but the Great Lakes, like Lake Ontario, is an absolute unbelievable source of fresh water, and that's a key thing, right? So I believe that Rochester in 20 to 30, 40 years is going to be a very highly populated, maybe even double, triple our population because of those things. So it's a long-term play. Again, so is real estate. If you get a 30-year loan, all of a sudden 30 years from now, it happens pretty quickly, right? And if you watch some of my live videos, I talk about what is that person, that investor, right? You want that investor that's thanking you in 10 years, saying, wow, thank you for having some foresight. Thank you for taking the chance and the risk to bet on the future and not just say, YOLO. You know what I mean? F it, we only got one life. No, have that sort of sense, but also remember, life goes on and you have a long life. So it's something to think about. Again, those are the two things I thought were pretty important, I think are very important. One being that our home prices are going up, but also very steady when there is a recession. The second thing, and this is like that curveball, is I believe that the freshwater here is going to demand give a lot of opportunity. It's going to demand a lot of people that want to kind of see that opportunity. So again, investing in Rochester, I'm going to keep doing these. I think we're going to have a couple more in regards to when you do buy a property, working with like Section 8, okay? Working with our local agencies like DSS, which is our county services, especially if you're buying some of the more low income, low affordable houses. People have that, a lot of folks have that. So, you wanna be able to be in the know as to what that all takes. Again, Section 8, I even have some clients, I myself have rooming houses, which are great because a lot of people just wanna rent by the room. So, a lot of opportunities out there, especially for properties in those kind of fringe areas that you might not be able to rent. Maybe more of like going to be a different renter, and we can get into those kind of ideas, right? So anyways, investing in Rochester, I'm Marty. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video. Have a great day.